Good day and welcome to another episode of In the Spotlight. I'm Superintendent Michael Richard, and today I'm pleased to be joined by three student actors from West Springfield High School who are getting ready to put on their production of You Can't Take It With You. I'm joined by Faythe Renee, who's a senior here at the high school, Tyler Alves, who's a ninth grader, and Devin Gearty, who is a 10th grader here at the high school. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hi,
All right, real easy. We're going to get you rolling here with some pretty simple questions. Do me a favor. Tell the audience at home a little bit about yourself. I've told them what grade you're in, but tell them about your interests and maybe what you plan on doing if you've thought that far ahead after West Springfield High School. And Faythe, why don't we start with you?
Okay, so I have a lot less time to plan things than they do, but I think after...
Because you're a senior.
Yeah. After I graduate, I want to go straight into like singing lessons and acting lessons and stuff like that because acting is what I love to do, so it's just what I want to do when I'm older. So right now for interests, it's acting and singing and hanging out with people, and that's about it.
Good. All right. So you a future in the arts.
Yeah.
Good. All right, Tyler, how about you?
So as I said, I'm in ninth grade, so I have a bit more time than these two to decide. After high school, I think I want to go to college, and I've been debating between either being a teacher, because I've had some great teachers in the past, or being a lawyer, because as these two know, I like to scream at people, and it seems like a fun thing to do. But some interests right now are just acting, hanging out with my friends. I'm playing basketball right now. I'm on the freshman team. But, yeah, that's mostly it.
Good. All right. And Devin, how about you?
Well, right now my only interests are acting. That's like basically it. But I'm also like when I get out of high school, I probably want to find a college that has a really good arts program, but also has really good academics because I'm very interested in academics too.
Good. Well, we hope all of you are for
Thank
sure.
you.
For sure. But we're here today to talk about You Can't Take It With You, and so let's help the audience understand a little bit about what the play is about and what they can expect. So, Tyler, tell me. Maybe I'll start with you. What's the premise of the production?
So it's about this really zany family. There's a bunch of people who around the house they do what they want for fun. There's people writing plays. There's people playing on the xylophone. There's just grandpa's on his newspaper all the time. People dancing, and it's just a really happy zany family. And
let's see, and they merge with who, Devin? Let's see. So there's a connection now to maybe not so zany family.
Yeah, the youngest daughter of the family, she falls in love with someone, and his family's very uptight, especially his father. So when the families meet because they're going to get married, it kind of creates some conflict there in the meeting of the two families.
All right. So Faythe, without giving it away, talk to me about the conflict between the two families.
It's sort of the classic clashing of the families tale. They don't want the families together. At least the strict family doesn't want the zany family around because they feel like they'll corrupt his son and he'll be like them. And it's just sort of them not approving of the daughter's family and the daughter having to deal with that.
Wow, it sounds like a pretty intense situation there. Yeah. So Devin, talk to me about what your role is in this play. You and Faythe both share some leading roles. Mm-hmm. And, tell me what exactly who do you play in the production?
I play the grandpa of the family, so he's the oldest member of the zany family. And he was a Wall Street worker. He was very uptight, like the other boy's father. But he started earlier in his life. He's decided that he didn't want to do that anymore. He wanted to be zany, and so then he taught that lesson to his kids, and his kids taught that to their kids, and so he sort of started the zaniness that is in the family at the time of the play.
Okay, and Faythe, how about you?
I play Penelope Sycamore, but everybody calls her Penny. She's the daughter of Grandpa, and she's been raised with this sort of ideal that do whatever makes you happy, and she just wants other people to be happy because of that, so she writes plays, and she paints, and she spends time with her kids, and she does what makes her happy, but her happiness comes from other people's happiness.
All right, good. And Tyler, how about you?
I play Donald.
All right.
I am their servant, you could call it. So
supporting, you're a supporter.
So it's back in the 1930s. So at this time, I do everything for them. I am the boyfriend of their maid, so I don't live with them like the maid does, Reba, but I do come over every day. I help out. I get them their food, and that's it.
All right. All right. So you guys have some interesting roles there for sure. Bringing a production like this together takes a lot of time. So talk to me about the process around selecting You Can't Take It With You, which started a while ago, and then how rehearsals have gone. So why don't you take me back to last spring,
Yeah.
right, Faythe?
Yeah. So last spring we started deciding that we were going to vote on the play that would be the next year's play. And it was down to about 4 options, and then the officers of the drama club voted. And at that point, there were 2 co-presidents, a vice president, a treasurer, and a secretary. I was the vice president last year and again this year, so I helped make that decision for what we were going to pick. And one of the major reasons we picked this play is because it's an ensemble piece, and a lot of people are shown, and there are a lot of dynamic roles for many different people. So you don't have to be the most talented actor to get a role in this, just because there are a wide variety of roles, and it was really just what would showcase everyone best.
So it sounded like there was a bit of a democratic approach to
Yeah.
the selection. But what I really like to hear there is an inclusive approach, which is let's see how many people we can get involved, regardless of talent, and really make this a community production. That's outstanding. Tyler, when did you start working on this year? You're a first-year student here at the high school, so you came in here on August 30th. When did you start working on You Can't Take It With You?
So when we first started, it was about day 4 of school. Was the first day of rehearsal. So I have a funny story. I was on the golf team, and I am in Mrs. Feck's acting class. And one day she said, "Tyler, you auditioning for the play?" And I said, "No, I'm on the golf team." But we talked about it, and I got off the golf team, and now I'm here with these great people. And really, we've been working really hard these last few months, and rehearsals have been a lot of fun. So yeah, it's been a few months since we've started, about the 4th day of school.
Nice. Well, you've got 3.5 months of rehearsal in by the time we get going, right, Devin? So talk to me about sort of what you've been focused on during this whole time, and how are you balancing, the obligations and responsibilities around the play with everything else that's important. You noted how academics is so important to you. So how are you making sure that you're balancing all those things?
I think it's a lot about scheduling. It's like organizing your time, like, okay, this time is rehearsal, so when is time to do homework, or when is time to study for this test? If you just push everything off and just say, oh, I'll do that later, then you're going to end up with a lot of things on your plate at the last minute. So it's about scheduling your time and knowing when you need to do what and when things need to get done.
Right. And nothing that you do or I do is done in a silo, in isolation. We all require help. So talk to me about the role, the importance of your crew members on putting a production like this together. How are they helpful? How are they supportive? How do you help each other make sure that you're both successful in what you're doing? And why don't I start with you, Tyler?
So one person that I've been really thankful for is Ben. He's our light director, and as we like to say, without him, we're in the dark. So I think he's been very influential with the making of this show, and because it's not really just about the actors on stage, it's about what really goes around off stage, what makes this show come alive.
Right. So we've got lights, but we've got sets, we've got sounds. Devin, what are your thoughts around some of those things?
Well, I think one of the most important parts of the crew is definitely the stage manager and then the assistant stage manager. So we have a stage manager, Jackie, and an assistant stage manager, Fatima, and they're sort of like the glue that holds the crew and the cast together. So the crew doesn't really add in until we're starting to get towards the beginning of production, but the stage manager is there for the entirety of all the rehearsals. So they're writing down things that need to be written down. They're saying, oh, what props do we need? Oh, let's organize the props that we already have. This set piece hasn't been built yet. Let's get people building this set piece.
Good. And tell me, why don't you tell me about this set, Faythe? What when someone walks into the auditorium, what are they going to see?
Walls.
All right.
We built walls onto the stage. We have for several of our performances, especially the fall plays. We have stairs, we have doors, we have functioning platforms. It's a lot of work to build the set. Mr. Svek has done a really good job, and some of the crew and Mr. Bell, they've all done a really nice job on the set, and it's being painted by some of the art students. So it's been a very collaborative effort, and it's coming together very nicely.
I love it. I love it. All right. So I started with one of the reasons we're here is we really want to encourage people in the community to get out, get up, and get into the auditorium on December 7th, 8th, 14th, and 15th, something that we're trying differently this year. So we're extending it across 2 weeks, across 2 weekends, to try to encourage flexibility and for people to not be locked into just a couple of opportunities. But I want to hear from you. Give me a reason. Each one of you give me a reason why You Can't Take It With You is a must-see production. Devin, you're first.
I'd say that this play it has a message about doing what you want in life. And I think that even though this was written a long, long time ago, all the way back in the 1930s, that's still very applicable to today. And I think it can really hit home for a lot of audience members.
All right, Faythe.
We're a family, and we're playing a family. So that sort of connection between characters is already there. It's just channeling it into different characters. So you're going to see a family playing a family.
That's outstanding. All right, I like that. Tyler.
It's a romantic comedy. When you go, expect to laugh because there are some funny one-liners that'll really, really make you chuckle.
All right, so you heard it from Tyler. It's a rom-com.
Yeah, it is.
All right, listen, you guys have been outstanding, but there's always one question that I wrap up just about every single segment of In the Spotlight with, and that's the question of who would you like to see featured in the spotlight? Who do you want to see sitting in one of these hot seats someday in the future?
Should we at the same time? Yeah. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Mrs. Svek.
All right, so Mrs. Svek is the director of the show, and she's also a teacher here at West Springfield High School, and you want to see her featured. We're going to make sure that happens. You're on notice, Mrs. Svek. You're on notice. So we'll get you in here to the studio. It's been a fantastic experience this morning to be joined by Faythe, Tyler, and Devin, 3 outstanding actors. I encourage you to get out and see You Can't Take It With You. It's going to be shown here at West Springfield High School, December 7th, 8th, 14th, and 15th at 7 p.m. Tickets are available at the door, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.